Hello everyone, welcome to my review of the Battlefield 6 Open Beta event. This is my thoughts and opinions, my feedback, my honest thoughts and opinions on this beta event, and I'm just going to be I'm going to rip into it, I'm going to be straight honest with you. First of all, we're going to talk the good, and then we're going to talk what needs to be improved upon. I think the beta is like an 8. It's like bordering on 9, but like I've been scrolling this menu, I want to start off with the good, I really do, but we got to get this out of the way here. This menu has to go. Whatever this menu is has to, like, I've been scrolling, finally. I've been scrolling. This Call of Duty looking menu needs to go. We need to get rid of whatever this like box, like what aesthetic that we got going on for user interface. This has to go. This can't be a thing. I don't care how futuristic. I don't care how simplified. This is not simplified. I shouldn't have to click all the way over here to get custom search. Like, just put why is there no, what is this, lobby? Oh, I guess you could do it here. Oh no, you can't. You go lobby and then you go browse modes, and why can't we just put play game right here and then just make a better menu? Anyways, the good. We have a scoreboard in the beta, okay? That's it. We're peak. It's done. Peak field is over. We're good. Pre-order the game. We have good guns. Like, we're talking, like, the gunplay is pretty good. The gunplay is solid. Granted, some guns definitely need improvements. Like the EBR, there's about 15 years between each shot. Otherwise, you've all these other guns are pretty good, and I'll showcase them off. So we'll just pick a random class, I guess. The guns feel amazing. The movement feels amazing. The game feels really good, and it's just smooth. It's a smooth FPS experience, and no complaints there for the most part. Hit reg can sometimes be an issue, but otherwise it's not bad. And by can sometimes be an issue, I mean it's just like very minimal. It's really not that bad. You'll have, it just depends on ping, and it depends on the server as well. I like that I like how they have these kind of split up, and I do have some hypothesis. I do have a hypothesis, I should say, on what these signature weapons and how they work. And I'll get to that in a second here, but it seems like we're gonna have a lot of options. I hope that there's more. I hope like these 8. I know there's like 8 rectangles here. I really hope that there's more than 8. I'm going to assume there's more than 8, hopefully. But this selection looks pretty good so far in the beta. Hopefully there's more shotguns, of course, at launch. Hopefully there's more snipers, etc. I hope they go all out with the guns here. And I hope they go all out with the attachments. Now, each class, they have classes. They brought them back. Just your regular, that was like the big tagline, I guess. To be honest, I didn't really pay attention to much of what they were promoting for this game. I wanted to go into it just, without any knowledge about what they're talking about or doing it. So, classes now, they have these field specs. These are actually pretty cool. And I'm going to imagine that each one of these is, like, as you can see, there's like multiple boxes. I'm going to imagine that there's different field specs that you can choose from, which give you other signature weapons or signature weapon types that you can use. So for the assault, for this field spec, the frontliner, his signature weapon would be the assault rifle. Now, I'd imagine if, let's say, there was another one here somewhere with a different name, it might switch to a signature weapon with the carbines. So I'm interested to see in what they got planned for these field specs. I think that could definitely add a lot of replayability. I think that it's a step in the right direction for these classes. I know it just seems like they really care about giving these classes something unique about themselves here. And otherwise, like, I think they're just doing a pretty good job so far. The modes in this game, there's a lot of different modes that you're familiar with. Custom search, if we go here, breakthrough, we have conquest, classic, domination, king of the hill, rush, squad deathmatch. I haven't really played this squad deathmatch, not really interested in playing it. All these other modes, the modes that you see checked here are the modes that I play the most. And They have little tutorials here for like the training ground, stuff like that, so that's pretty cool. I just want to say, with all the good stuff, I do want to... They will also be talked about for things that they can improve upon. Like, as much as that the loadouts are... They have a lot of different agency and a lot of different weapons. I think the EMR, or EBR, whatever you want to call it, I think these guns... I hope that the attachments in the full game make it better. They are very, very subpar, and I'm not a fan currently of how they operate. I would like to think that later when the game releases there's going to be more attachments. However, at this current state, they're not fun to use. I've had the least amount of fun using these guns, and I've leveled up almost all the guns. I've done all the challenges for this beta, so I think, for me, I think these ones are weak. That's probably something that needs to be improved upon here. What do I think of the maps? I think the maps are decent. I think they're decent. And the reason why I say they're decent is, like, they could definitely be improved upon. Now, the improvements, I don't expect there to be much in less than 2 months, because when you talk about an open beta less than 2 months before the game releases, it's pretty much like a glorified demo. So you're not going to see huge improvements compared to, let's say, if we played this a year ago and the game comes out next year. So the maps that we have, if I can just grab the list of them here, is Empire State, Iberian Offensive, Liberation Peak, and Siege of Cairo. These maps are, like, I would say these three are good. This map is okay. And, for example, I think Liberation Peak, of all of these maps, feels like the most Battlefield map, if I had to kind of give my opinion on it. I think Liberation Peak and Iberian Offensive are my two favorite maps in this game, and they feel like the most Battlefield-style map. And my friend said this, and it was a good point, is that some of these maps lack verticality, and what that means is, like, if you've played the older Battlefields, you know, you're not just looking at what's in front of you, you're looking at, like, what's, you know, 15 stories higher than you. In this game, there's not really much of that, except on here, and maybe Empire State, but even Empire State is pretty weak. There's no light infantry vehicles. There's no vehicles at all, I don't think, on this map. If I'm right. I played Conquest and I didn't see a single vehicle. So I feel like it could benefit from just, like, small vehicles for this map. I think that the destruction is... It's... I don't know if good's the right word, because it could be better. For example, like on Empire State, and I'll try to overlay some video or like a screenshot, like there's areas where I feel like, and actually not even on Empire State, but on Siege of Cairo, on these three maps, Iberian Offensive, Empire State, Siege of Cairo, I feel like there's a lot of places where, like, oh, I can just blow up this wall. Oh, I can't blow up this wall. I'm not expecting Battlefield Bad Company 2 levels of destruction where, like, you start the map off with just you know, terrain, cityscape, and then 15 seconds later it's just like this leveled wasteland. Like, no, I'm not expecting that. But what I'm expecting, what I would hope is that, you know, there's been multiple instances on Empire State where I'm like, why can't I just blow up this wall and, you know, have a line of sight here? Why can't I blow this up? On Siege of Cairo, there's like multiple walls. I'm like, why can't I blow this up to get an advantage on here? There's, you know, there's some spots where you see the buildings collapse, but it's like just these certain spots rather than just, you know, leaving it to being any part of the map. And I think, I don't know if they could change it this close to launch, but I definitely think that some of these maps are lacking destructibility. I also agreed with my other friend that some of these explosions, like when you're shooting a rocket launcher or when you're shooting a grenade launcher or just even whipping a grenade, like, the explosion doesn't feel as impactful. Hopefully they can kind of tweak that. Otherwise, you know, that would be like the number one thing. Everything else, like player base wise, I can't complain about how the players play because I've noticed that a lot of them, I don't know if it's a bug where some people can't revive other people because it just doesn't show it to them. And I'm not talking about like the regular defibrillators, but just like in general, they don't pick you up. I'm like in old Battlefield games, it's like everybody was always trying to pick each other up, and then in this, it's like it's like this. I see like multiple people 2 meters away, and they just do not bother. So I think what we're seeing is probably that's just an influx of different FPS players coming in, whether that be from like, it's probably going to be mostly from Call of Duty because everybody's tired of that game, and the shenanigans that Activision is doing with their franchise. And what I'd imagine is with these maps, I think they hand selected these maps in particular to play because they're the most, I guess, easiest to get into when it comes to Battlefield. Okay, so these are the maps here, and I'm interjecting and kind of interrupting my own video just to speak on this because I wanted to show the full list of maps that we'll see at launch. Siege of Cairo, Iberian Offensive, Liberation Peak, Empire State. These 4 are the ones that we already played in the beta. Then we have Operation Firestorm. This is from Battlefield 3. Not bad. Good. We have Saints Quarters. This looks like an interesting map. It's infantry-only fights by the looks of it. It says right here, close quarters combat map designed for fast-paced infantry-only fights. And then we have New Sobek City. Now, one of my, I guess, feedback points was that there needs to be more verticality, and I'm going to assume that this is going to be a very vertical map, if you will. I hope that these, like pretty much every building in this can get leveled. I know I said earlier I'm not expecting Battlefield Bad Company 2 style, but this map just screams Battlefield Bad Company 2 levels of destruction. Like this thing, at this point, like you might as well just like give us a free agency on destroying every single part of this map because it just really looks like it. After that is we have Merak Valley. This is a barren wasteland. Like there's nothing left to destroy on this. And Manhattan Bridge, which I hope you can get on. I hope you can get on the bridge for this map as well. Like I know on Empire State in the beta you couldn't get on the bridge here. I hope you can get on the bridge here. But again, it's completely up to how DICE decides to do these things. I think we have a good selection, but again, all it just comes down to how much agency they decide to give the players. I'm gonna go back to the regular video. I just wanted to interrupt and say that these are the maps that we have. I think we're going to have some decent maps. I just hope the destruction is good. I think, and to be honest, from that perspective, I would agree with them to use these maps because they're not like what you would expect from a like they're definitely they're Battlefield maps, but we've seen better Battlefield maps. These are good, but we've seen better. And I think what they're doing is they're just trying to draw in more people for then the launch then they see this is what Battlefield's about. I'll tell you what, the gameplay experience, it's Battlefield. Like each game feels like it's just chaos, just destruction everywhere. Even though I said that some parts they need to work on, like there's still good destruction, don't get me wrong, and the game just feels like you're in it's just chaos. Like it's just this chaotic mess, and it's hilarious and it's fun, and that's the most important thing, that it's fun. I'm happy that there's no issues when it comes to that. Like the game is just pure fun, and that's what I think has been missing in most FPS games and most games in general that are multiplayer, is that fun factor, and this has a lot of it. That's why I put it between that's why I'd say 8 bordering on 9. I think that's, again, my issue is just the maps and the overall, I guess, destructibility, if that makes sense. Maybe a small complaint would be the ammo. And by that I mean I don't think there should be ammo that increases headshot damage. That's just stupid to me, in my opinion. Like I don't even think that should be a real attachment. Like a headshot is a headshot, right? I don't care how you wanna paint it, how you wanna, like, I'm sorry, there shouldn't be an attachment for that. You wanna make an attachment for bullets pen a wall better? Sure. I mean, actually, that's another thing here, is that sometimes you can't even shoot through wood or a wall, and please fix that. Please fix that. Overall, good game. Overall, fun game. Just fix this menu. More of this style of menu, please. Not this Windows 8 looking menu tablet thing like that. I'm on a computer, man. please, like, get rid of this style of menu. At least it's working now when I scroll. But get rid of this style of menu. Tweak the destructibility, tweak the explosiveness, get rid of that headshot ammo, and whatever else I complained about, and I think we should be good. I know this video isn't like your standard, like list of things, but I want to put this video out and not waste anybody's time going through 15 minutes of dialogue before we get into the video. So if you like the video, subscribe. I'm going to try and maybe record more Battlefield gameplay videos just so I could upload more gameplay videos to hold myself over until the release, because to be honest, this game is really fun. And God bless. I'll see you guys later.